made Mike Zakarian.
Good morning. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy little Monday. Who do we got in the chitty chat this morning? We got Manic Autos up in here. Oh, Jalen Dern. We got a birthday narrative tonight. Very exciting. Snoop Loop letting us know. Happy National Apple Cider Day. We love to see that. We got GM from T-Man. We got James. Yeah, a little brisk in North Carolina this morning. Patty Coyne. Sneeps is here. All right, over in England, Lewis. All right, what time is it there then? Is it afternoon? Afternoon time for you? I can't figure out how time works. Hope everybody had a nice little weekend. Yes, we got the hoops guy up in here. Yeah, stay safe from the wildfires. I'll tell you, yesterday, I do a pretty good job of, sticking my head into the sand and not paying attention to the news. But, yeah, I went to take the dog out yesterday. Last couple of afternoons, there's just a wafting of smoke. So that's, just terrifying. It reminds me of, what was that, last year this time maybe, when Canada just set itself on fire? Oh, forgot to do your lineups. Damn. There you go, Lewis. Listen, we got a busy week again. All right, busy week. Of course, the NBA Bit Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you are an elite Fantasy Hoops member, you'll have the daily show starting this afternoon around noon. And then live before lock. We got it 3 different times this week. We have it tonight, we have it tomorrow, and then Friday as well, since we're still deep in the Emirates Cup. We also have episode 2 of Hoop Sense should be dropping later this week. We're recording early this week, so it should be up by the end of the week. And then 89 Cavs on Wednesday. So I don't know. Is that 400 hours of content for you? Yeah, probably. This is what we're doing today, though. We're going to go over some of the sweet basketball action from the weekend. We're going to take a little peek. I think we're going to open a So Rare reward box. I think I won something from Champion, from the Classic Champion. And then what's the other thing we got to do? We did some underdog. We dogged last night. We had a terrible Friday night. Guys, I talked about this on Live Before Lock, on all of the stuff, on everything we did on Friday. I was so aggressive that I thought Nikola Jokic was not going to play on Friday that I built all of my stuff around him sitting, so Jamal Murray getting boosted. I just basically played it perfectly, and then just got absolutely smoked. But then back-to-back good days on Saturday and Sunday. So we ended up in the positive. And then we'll take a look at some underdog stuff for tonight. But let's get started with let's switch the branding. You know what I'm saying? Let's switch the branding. Bang. We got to talk about De'Aaron Fox, guys. De'Aaron Fox, whoo, baby. He scored over 100 points in 24 hours this weekend. 100 points in 24 hours. The guy was on an absolute heater, but it came in a loss to the T-Wolves on Friday night in cup play. Just crazy stuff. Yeah, Weisberg did win big. Weisberg shipped some stuff. But look at this, man. We got Randall, regular season Randall, on a little bit of a heater here, back-to-back nights. We will talk about the Timberwolves. I'll give you a little regular season Randall. That also reminded me we do have to talk Top Shot at the end when we goof around.
Regular season Randall.
Randall had a nice little game. He had a 26-5. Anthony Edwards dropped 36, took 14 triples in that game. You got 16-5 from Big Naz Reid. And then Sabonis got hurt in this game, I believe. He finished with a 23, 12, and 4. But De'Aaron Fox was the story. 6 for 10 from 3. So 18 of his 60 came from 3-point land. Honestly, I'm surprised it wasn't more than that. Like when you see somebody went for 60, you assume they hit double-digit three-pointers, right? 60 points, 7 dimes, 3 steals, and a block. And if you guys, I'm sure you don't remember, but during Live Before Lock, I took De'Aaron Fox out of my cup lineup. So that, terrible stuff. But yeah, Sabonis and Fox combined for 83 of their points. The problem was, they didn't really get much from anybody else. Keegan Murray had 14 and 10. Alex Len got inserted into the starting lineup because no DeMar DeRozan. Dougie McBuckets, Jordan McLaughlin, like these are the names that we're saying. So anyways, he scores 60 points in this game, again, that they lose. So, I'm sure people are going to be like, yeah, but they lost. Yeah, I know. Congrats to the Timberwolves on their win. And then the next night on a back-to-back, they host the Utah Jazz. Now, this game is where Sabonis gets hurt. Sabonis was ruled out before this game started. No DeMar DeRozan again. And I believe tonight the Kings are back in action and still no Sabonis and DeRozan tonight. Yeah, and I see regulator Malik Monk is still missing time. De'Aaron Fox followed up his 60-point game with 49 and 9. And again, this time in the 49 points, only 9 of them came from the three-point land. He made it to the free throw line 19 times, going 14 for 19. Just like I feel like Fox was kind of off to a slow start from like a fantasy perspective this season. I feel like he was kind of disappointing, and Sacramento's just been a weird team to get a feel for anyways. They split their games this weekend, taking one from Utah and then dropping that cup game to the Timberwolves. But Fox, now, granted, a lot of this was done with missing key guys. Like we said, no Monk, no DeRozan. DeRozan takes up a lot of the usage there. Not that it's a bad fit, but he just like, Fox isn't the main guy all the time. And in these two games, just an absolute heater from the guy. Again, 109 points in 2 games is wild. So again, I think they play tonight, right? Is it tonight or tomorrow? I thought no, they do play tonight, right? Because I have Fox ranked second. Yeah, they play they host the Atlanta Hawks tonight. So that's going to be a fun one, again, from a fantasy perspective. I guess we'll really test Dyson Daniels, who we'll talk about a little bit later, who's become a defensive juggernaut here for the Atlanta Hawks. But yeah, Fox, dude, just kudos. Had to give some love to De'Aaron Fox after dropping 109 points over the weekend. Just like batshit stuff. But let's go back to Friday, and we can kind of go through the cup action just so we can get a feel for what we're looking at heading into Tuesday. And again, the Timberwolves, we kind of covered that game. They got the first win there. I mean, they got the win on Friday with that performance. Actually, so I should have gone to scores here. But let's go back to some of the other Friday games. And we can start here with the Heat, who finally got a big win here against the Indiana Pacers. So Heat and Pacers both now as of that game, had 5 wins. They won that one 124-111. The Tyler Hero season continues. He had 20 and 5 in this game. Pretty good stuff from our hero boy. We can absolutely do a job for our guy Tyler Hero. We can do it. We can do it if I can find it. So Miami gets this win with no Jimmy Butler too, and this is like classic Miami, right? Kevin Love got the start, only played 12 minutes. Maybe the most efficient 12 minutes I've ever seen from a fantasy perspective. When in 12 minutes, got up 8 shots, went 6 for 8, 3 for 4 from 3, finished the game 15 points, 7 boards, 4 steals, and 2 dimes. Banana Republic. Fantasy point per minute god. But we finally got a big Bam game. In 39 minutes, he goes 10 for 17 from the field. We love to see the shot attempts there. He had 30 and 11 with 7 dimes. Also had 5 steals over there. Was kind of the leading force. And then off the bench, they got 2 guys in double figures. Nikola, I smashed my nose. Jovic, he had 11 points. Jaime Jaquez with 10. I mentioned Jimmy Butler missed this game too. Funny moment from Jimmy Butler in solidarity with Nikola Jovic. He also wore a mask. Jovic, who broke his nose in the game, looked funky. But yeah, good win for Miami. They pick up an important W. Halliburton, man, same stuff. Like this time he took 14 shots, had 18 and 8. Maybe you credit the Miami defense, but Indiana still put up 111. And just like Obi Toppin, the leading scorer for the Pacers, I tell you what, if Obi Toppin's your leading scorer, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. That's a bad sign. Again, only 2 of the starters in double figures between Spicy P and Halliburton. And then Turner, Shep, and Mathurin all with 9 and 8. And then Jarris Walker got 11. TJ with 14 off the bench. So weird start to the season for Indiana. I don't love what we're seeing from them. But, I mean, the good news is I don't think anybody loves what they're seeing from the teams in the East. Let's see. Do you think Jimmy Butler plays tonight? What I like on book is that Jimmy Butler is like in the 30s. So nice little 6-round click tonight. Easy swap equity. Regulator said we don't need to worry about this being the last year inside the NBA. The show will be licensed to ESPN and ABC. Yeah, I saw that. That was big news. Still will be curious if the old Chuckster stays on. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, good news. Good news for everybody except for Stan who hates them. Also missed the Miami segment, so somebody check in on Stan Loves. All right, let's go to the 76ers. So I tweeted this out last night. We'll talk about all of these teams, but right now, The Sixers, if you combined the wins of the New York Knicks, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Milwaukee Bucks, it would still be less than the undefeated Cleveland Cavaliers. 76ers only score 86 points against the Orlando Magic. I know the Magic are a tough defensive team. I know they were without Maxey. Embiid played in this game. Paul George played in this game. Should note, if anybody was concerned about Paul George, like minute restriction and all that stuff, he played 36 in this game. It was like 33 in the game before that. So we still might have to monitor back-to-backs, but it looks like PG's back to full minutes. He only had 13 and 5. Embiid gave him 20 and 8. Also had 6 turnovers in this one. But the real like good, I know they're 2 and 10 right now, which is terrible. What's up, Marco? If you need to be like super glass half full, you're just like, hey, listen, we don't have Maxey right now. We barely had Embiid. We barely had Paul George. But the rookie Jared McCain, after having that insane poor performance, I think was that Wednesday night? He drops 29 in this game, going 10 for 17 from the field, 5 for 10 from 3. And I guess I'm kind of surprised by this. It seems like when Maxey comes back, McCain is probably going to start alongside Maxey. And from the offensive standpoint, that's a pretty formidable team. If McCain is really going to do this, if you have McCain and Maxey and then a healthy Embiid and Paul George, that's like a pretty solid 4. I also want to point out like Andre Drummond pretty much just unplayable at this point unless Embiid sits. And even then still like Yabusele has clearly surpassed him here. He got 24 minutes. The bench basically consisted of Yabu, Oubre, and Eric Gordon. But let's give Franzi a little bit of love. He had another monster game, 31, 11, and 6. Since Paolo went down, man, Paolo went down, it's been Franzisian, baby. Pour yourself a box of Franzia because he's been cooking. Just absolutely on fire. Maggie Carp in the chat saying 76ers are just big market bucks. Yeah, they are the Spider-Man meme team. They are. It's the Doc Hurst. Yeah, we will talk about Milwaukee. But give Orlando a little bit of love, man. I know like some of the wins have come from like the Pelicans and there's some other bad teams in there, and I guess the Sixers are a bad team. But when Paolo went down, it seemed like it was curtains, and they lost like 2 or 3 in a row. Since that, they were undefeated at home, 7-0 at home, 8. Oh, that means they're 1-6 on the road. Not great, Bob. But again, if you had told me this was the starting lineup, Franz, Goga, Suggs, Tristan da Silva, who sounds more like a midfielder for Real Madrid, and then Gogo Batadze, I would say, okay, this team's probably getting cooked by the 76ers. However, again, they got 19 and 7 from Suggs it up. They got 11 from Isaac off the bench, almost a little double-double, and then 14 and 4 from Mo Wagner. So the Wagners for 45 points, combined for 45 points there. So good win for Orlando. I do think it's like I am getting a little bit nervous about this Philly stuff, considering Maxey's probably not back till after Thanksgiving. I mean, listen, the East sucks. Like, we'll look at the standing, so I'm not like too concerned, but they look bad, man. They look bad. All right, let's get more cup action here. More cup action. Yeah, good transition there by our guy Regulator. Is Detroit a playoff team?
Detroit basketball! Detroit basketball!
Cade Cunningham and the Detroit Pistons undefeated in cup play here. Also, can we just say Jaden Ivey? I can't stress enough. Monty Williams robbed the Detroit Pistons, and I don't blame Monty Williams. If someone was like, hey, Mike, would you like $500 to come on this show? And I was like, no. Mike, would you like $2,000 to come on the show? And then I said no. And then they're like, Mike, would you like $10,000 to come on the show? And then I said yes. That's on you if I do a bad job. The breadcrumbs were there that I was going to do a bad job leading up to it. And that's what Monty Williams did. Now he gets to coach his kid, and he's getting paid, I think, by 2 different teams right now. Just really good stuff. But the Pistons win this one. Again, it's against Toronto, who have a Philadelphia 76ers-esque record right now. But Malik Beasley has he found the right trigger finger with Tim Hardaway Jr. out. He's been knocking down triples left and right. He had 20. Cade Cunningham, 15, 10, and 6 in this one. Wasn't like an awesome Cade game, but still solid. Also, we missed the Cade triple-double. He did it yesterday. We've been clicking that underdog pick'em for so long. Toronto, though, listen, hey, how about Pirtle power, huh? Raphael, Michelangelo, and Jakob Pirtle, 25 and 18 in this game. And then they the Raptors are on a back-to-back. He had a solid performance the next night too. RJ with 22 and 7, tough shooting night for him, and then Grady, big old dick, 16 and 5. Let's shout out Jamison Battle here, who was a minus 27 in 14 minutes. I mean, that's crazy. Minus 27 in 14 minutes when nobody else was minus double digits except for Boucher and Jamal Sheed. That's crazy. Anyways, good win for Detroit. We'll talk about their second game that they had on Sunday here in a little bit, but let's keep going with the Cup City, bitch. The Atlanta A-Town Down Hawks, they finally beat their nemesis, the Washington Wizards, 129-117. Let's see, Alex Sarr, baby. Let's pump the Alex Sarr bags, okay? Let's do it. Sarr here with 20 and 7 so far. The Coos still on a little bit of some tight minutes here. 29 minutes. He had 24 and 9. Jordan Poole Party, 22 and 5. And then Bilal Coulibaly had 7, 9, and 5 in that game too. But it was the Atlanta Hawks. Dyson Daniels, man, had another 6-steal game. That was 4 games in a row with 6 steals. Insane shit. That streak was broken over the weekend, but man, Megan Carp said his 36% Ivy and best ball looking pretty good. Yeah, totally agree. But yeah, dude, the Dyson Daniels thing, and I saw regulators comment, did the Hawks win the trade with DeJounte Murray? I mean, listen, it's hard to say because DeJounte's been hurt and we don't really know what they would look like together, right? Because he got hurt like 2 games in. But good Lord, man, with Dyson Daniels, again, I said this last week, Dyson Daniels is doing what they thought DeJounte Murray was going to do when the Hawks traded for him, right? He's providing a little bit more offense than we thought. I mean, I don't think we saw a ton of 25-point games coming from Dyson Daniels, especially with Trae Young in the game. Also, Risa Shea's been playing a little bit better. I know the Hawks are 6 and 7, but still, yeah, Dyson's been great. Good win for Atlanta. They had a weird weekend, I believe, if I recall what their second game was, but good win for them in the Cup game. Then let's get to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who on Friday night became 14-0, and then on Saturday night, or did they play Sunday? I can't remember. Sunday they became 15-0, the last undefeated team. And I like the Cavs. Cavs were hot last night. They were like, you know what? Let's not play Donovan Mitchell. Let's give Mitchell the night off. He let him know. But on the Friday night game against the Chicago Bulls to stay undefeated, setting up a massive game tomorrow night, which is a Cup game as well against the Boston Celtics. Look at these numbers, though. Both Garland and Mitchell went off. And Chicago, like I mentioned this, I think before, Chicago's got a little Indiana in them where they're not playing defense, but they're playing as fast as they can. So, yeah, it's probably too late to market correct and start attacking them a little bit more, but just something to keep in mind. Mitchell goes for 37, 7, and 4. Garland went for 29 and 9. Allen went for 24 and 10. No Mobley in this game. He had a cold, but he played the next night. And then Karis LeVert, who let me down last night, but had 22 and 8. On the Chicago side of things, Vucci Main has been putting up good numbers and losses. So has Kobe White. They combined for 54 points. Josh Giddey's been all over the place to start the season, at least from a statistical point. Yeah, there we go. Chicago is out Indianaing right now. Yeah, it is. It was like the similar to what the Bengals are doing to the Chargers right now. They're just out charging them up. But anyways, good win for Cleveland as they remain unbeaten. Again, we'll talk about them a little bit more as we look at their Sunday game. The Bing Bong Boys of the Knicks, 124-122. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Brunson hit a game-winning shot at the buzzer. I think they were down 1 when he knocked that down. I think it was a triple. It was a big-time bucket from Brunson, who's been all over the place. Really good performance from him on Friday night. Terrible performance last night, but he had 37 and 7. OG Anunoby, 25 and 8. There was no Karl Anthony Towns in this game, but no need to fear. The Catmandu came back last night and balled out. And then Cam Thomas, man, we hadn't seen Cam fill up the stat sheet in a while. And Cam goes out there, it drops 43 against the Bing Bong Boys. So pretty impressive stuff from Cam. Good win for the Knicks, who are now or they were 500 on Friday night. I believe are they 1-1? No, 2-0 in Cup play because they beat the Sixers in that first game. I don't think we need to do all of these here. One thing we should point out: Jokic missed both games this weekend. It sounds. Oh, is Mikal that hit the shot? Oh, that was yesterday. Forget it. They missed both games this weekend. I believe they've been pretty private about it, but it sounds like he had a little baby. And if that's the case, it's not like a long-term scary thing. However, the Nuggets dropped both games this weekend. Both games as they were without Jokic, and the Pels, who just like haven't beaten anybody, get a big W. The Rockets, by the way, they take it to the Clippers. They win that game 125-104. Jabari Smith Jr. is a name I don't think we have said all season long. We've been talking of Tari Eason, Amen Omen, Yamin Thompson, and it was Jabari who had 28 and 11 in this game. And Houston, like, quietly racking up some dubs here. And then the OKC Thunder beat the shorthanded Suns, but so are the OKC Thunder shorthanded. Good win from them. And then a fun one between Golden State and Memphis, as they kind of don't like each other. And we already talked about the Timberwolves and the Kings. Let's go. Can we see the cup standings from here? I don't NBA Cup. There we go. Let's see if we can see some group standings. Although I don't know if this is this going to give us NBA Cup standings, or I feel like this is just going to give me all of the standings. Yeah, that's not. Oh, the in-season tournament. There we go. All right. Let me zoom in a little bit so we can see this here. All right, so Group A, we've got the Magic are 2-0, and the Knicks are 2-0 as well. And then the Nets and Hornets both haven't picked up a win yet in Cup game action, and then the Sixers have dropped 2. In Group B, we get the Pistons who have won 2, the Bucks who got a win. Then we had the Heat going 1-1, Pacers dropped 1, and the Raptors -18, tough scene. And then the last team here, so the Hawks are 2-0 with a +13, Cavs are 1-0 with a +18. The Celtics actually -1, even though, wait, I thought they won their second game. No? Did the Celtics not play on Friday? I thought they did. I guess they played on Saturday. My bad. And then you get the Washington Wizards who are 0-1 and the Bulls who are 0-1. So mention it again. Probably the game of Group C is going to be tomorrow night as the Celtics and Cavs will tip off. On the West side, we have the Rockets and the Portland Trailblazers, who we're going to talk about the Trailblazers a little bit. I'm getting excited about the Shaedon Sharp-Assance. Shaedon Sharp's been great. Timberwolves here 1-1 after getting a win. Kings and Clippers both have only played 1, and they both have lost them. In Group B, we've got OKC and the Lakers with dubs. Suns 1-1, Spurs 0-1, Jazz 0-1. And then we got the Warriors at 2-0, Pellies at 1-0, Mavs 0-1, Grizz 0-1, Nugs 0-1. So long way to go here, but something to look at. Let's actually just do a quick check here, the standings in general, because we've got, I mean, this is just impressive shit right now. The Cavs are 15-0. 15-0. They have, like, if you look at, you want to talk about where the Sixers and Bucks are right now, they have a 10-game lead over Milwaukee 15 games into the season. They have 11.5 game over the Sixers. Again, only 15 games into the season. Just like really impressive stuff. But look at this. Like, so you got Cavs and Celtics, and then Magic are 2 games over 500 at 8-6. Then you've got the Knicks at 7-6. And then look at this. Detroit in the 5-hole, 1 game under 500. Same thing with the Pacers. You've got the Hawks and Heat, who are just married to the 7-8 seeds. And then the Hornets and the Nets at 5-8. The Bulls 5-9. And then just down at the bottom. I mean, the East, again, probably too early to freak out too much here. But, you know, 15 games into an 82-game season, almost at the quarter mark. Magikarp said after looking at what the Pistons are doing and what the Cavs are doing, coaching sticks out so much. I know the Pistons have the old Cavs coach, but alone is a huge upgrade to last year. No, I mean, I think that's such a great point. I mentioned this on the Hoop Sense show that dropped 2 weeks ago, but Kenny Atkinson, man, is a coach that I've been excited about for a long time. Like, he made Spencer Dinwiddie and D'Angelo Russell a starting playoff backcourt. What? And now he comes to a team that, if you imagine what he did with D'Lo and Dinwiddie, and then you get Mitchell and Garland. He had already worked with Jared Allen, and now Evan Mobley is progressing like pretty well this season. Like, Cleveland is really a formidable bunch, and I do think the upgrade from Bickerstaff to Atkinson was huge. And then we can't stress enough, by JB Bickerstaff just knowing who the fuck is on his team is an upgrade from Monty Williams. You know, again, Killian Hayes was playing 30 minutes a game for the Detroit Pistons last year. He is out the league right now. Okay? And now you see what Jaden Ivey's doing. So again, shout out to Monty Williams for getting the bag, but I totally agree with Magikarp. Like, huge upgrade in coaching there. On the West side of things, so the Warriors right now, 12 games into the season, first place in the West. Crazy. They're 10-2. Thunder are 11-3, and then it's the Rockets who have won 5 in a row, 8-2 in their last 10, 10-4, followed by the Lakers, the Suns, and the Denver Nuggets, who are still up there in the 6th seed. Minnesota, after having a weird week where they dropped back-to-back games to the Portland Trailblazers, they've now won 2 in a row. Julius Randle, who we mentioned earlier, Randle held on to the ball till the very last 10th of a second before sticking a game-winning 3 yesterday. And then you've got the Light the Beams, the Grizzlies, also 8-6. Mavs now in a weird spot. They've won 2 in a row. They got a big W yesterday. We're going to talk about in a second. And then you get the Clippers, Spurs, Trailblazers, Pels, and Jazz to round it up. But the Trailblazers 3 in a row, 5-5 in their last 10. Let's go to some of yesterday's stuff. I mentioned Julius Randle sticking that. Pacers got revenge on the Heat as they won 119-110. Cleveland rolled without Donovan Mitchell in that game against Charlotte. Also, we got to I'm not shouting him out. LaMelo Ball got fined $100K. $100K for just what I don't understand. Even if no matter how you feel about language, about what should be said and what shouldn't be said, how do you not know you're on national television, right? I'm not saying you should be I guess there's a case to be made for being your authentic self at all times. If you want to be glass half full about it, I just don't know how that happens in a post-game press conference. But anyways, back to Detroit. I wanted to shout them out just because look at these numbers here. Cade, 21, 10 and 10, triple-double with 5 steals and a block. You had Jaden Ivey drop 28 and 8, and then Malik Beasley, the shooter, 6 up for 11 from 3. He had 26 in that game. So good win for Detroit. I wanted to go, didn't Milwaukee play? Oh, that was the Saturday game where Milwaukee lost to Charlotte. I wanted to shout out Dallas. Dallas beating OKC on the road without Luka was pretty impressive. And if you knew that happened, you would have assumed Kyrie went for 50, right? No. You want to know what day it was? It was 27-17 from our Lord and Savior, PJ Washington.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
PJ was incredible. I think first or second game back for him. On OKC side of stuff, Jalen Williams has been like a fantasy god since all these injuries because he's playing big for him. Look at the starting 5 of J-Dub, SGA, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, and Lou Doherty. But you got 36 and 8 from SGA, 9-11. Shout out Sean McDermott from the free throw line. And then J-Dub had 27, 5 and 5 in that game. But yeah, good win for Dallas, who was kind of struggling a little bit the last week or so. To turn that around was pretty impressive. But I want to go to Portland. Hosted Atlanta in this game. Portland, as I mentioned, 6-8. Dude, Shaedon Sharpe, I think back-to-back 30-point performances. He sealed the deal last night. Really impressive stuff from him. He had 32 points, 5 dimes, 3 steals. And this is what I kind of like about the ceiling of Shaedon Sharpe. It's why I was excited about him from a best ball perspective and stuff like this. If Shaedon Sharpe can consistently knock down 3-pointers. And I'm not talking 48% from 3. It doesn't have to be Steph Curry. But if he can just knock down triples, if he can just consistently knock down triples, he's going to be a serious problem because he's just so freakishly athletic. And I don't know how many of you guys have been watching this game, but it happened last night where he knocks down this three from I think from the angle. And the next time out, the defender had to close out on him a little bit and he just explodes past him and knocks it and just attacks the rim. I don't even think he made the bucket. I think he got fouled. But if Shaedon Sharpe's going to continue to progress like this, again, Portland's going to suck, but it's going to be a fun suck. You know what I'm saying? But he had 32 points, 5 dimes, and 3 steals in this game, as I mentioned. Only starter in double figures. Delano Banton, again, man. Banton is a problem. 23 and 4. Time Lord was back. He had 14 and 8. Klingon was starting. They did this one without 8 and 2. From Atlanta side, I think Dyson Daniels finally broke that streak. He had 6 turnovers, though. Only had 2 steals in this game. Only 2 steals. Jalen Johnson, 25 and 5. And then Trey's been weird. I know he had 29 and 8, but a weird start to the season for him. There we go. Yeah, I heard the name Monty Williams. Happy belated to Mr. Jay Bourne in the chat there. Let's see. Anything else we need to talk about from yesterday? Knicks got their win. I think that was pretty much it. The other game on Saturday I wanted to mention was the Milwaukee Bucks dropping a game to Charlotte. So they were without Dame. They were without Damian Lillard, who was still in concussion protocols. He missed a couple of games. He's back now. He'll be back tonight, so that's good news for Milwaukee. But Giannis, 22, 15, and 12, another big triple-double. But again, like, you just look at you're like, how do you get 23 points from Taurean Prince and lose this game? You know what I'm saying? You also got 21 and 7 from Bobby Portis. But just a tough look here as Charlotte cooked him. LaMelo got off to a slow start in this game too, and then cooked in the second half. He finished with 26 and 9. You got 13 from Brandon Miller. Bridges, the piece of shit one, is back. He had 19 and 5. I just don't know. Milwaukee sucks, man. They are a tough hang. Sorry, Snoopaloop. Sorry. And then also on Saturday, Celtics got I don't know what's going on with the Celtics. They're winning a lot of close games right now. Also, if you talk to Weisberg, he'll tell you Porzingis is back soon. Chris Wynn, you say that, Maggie Carp. Chris is not coming back anytime soon. Shams, I had a report last week, I think, that he's not going to be back for quite some time. So a little bit nerve-wracking here. A little bit nerve-wracking here from this team. And I just like, again, I know they were missing a lot of guys, right? They were missing a lot of guys. AJ Johnson's hurt. But they were just really missing Dame, right? Gary Trent Jr. relegated to the bench now, only playing 18 minutes. I mean, DeLon Wright playing 33 minutes. It's not great, Bob. Bucks are in a little bit of trouble here. They are in a little bit of trouble here. And then a good win for Charlotte. I mean, that's a fun win for Charlotte. Good for them. Let's do some tiers. You guys want to do some championship tiers here? Should we do it? Wait, hold on. That was a good comment. Who is that regulator? Middleton is the Gordon Hayward of the Bucks. That's fun. Missing a lot of guys. Sounds like Top Shot. Oh, well, the Top Shot streets. Let's go over. Let's look at some. I try to put some tiers together just to have a little fun, have a little fun here. Let me switch the branding here in the back. What do we got here? Also, Boston Base, can you send me that tweet that everybody's mad about just so I can share it in a little bit later? If you can DM that to me. I feel like you have it ready. All right, here we go. Here's some championships here. So I'm still, like, I know the Thunder are ravaged by injuries, but 11-3, I'm still putting them at the top row with the Celtics and the Cavs. Some people will say, hey, Cleveland, get it done in the playoffs before I trust you. That's fine. All fine and well. They are an S-tier championship team right now at 15-0. I think if you don't lose a game and it's November 18th, we have to take you seriously. So I'm putting them up there. The upgrading coach, Garland and Mitchell just balling. Celtics and Thunder, self-explanatory. All right, now I'm going to put the Warriors and the Suns in there next. The Warriors currently leading the Western Conference, like a fifth of the way into the season. The only thing I would say, then this is how I titled it, Great But Old. I'm just like a little nervous. I'm a little nervous that you just look at that Warriors team and it's like Buddy Hield shooting 50% from three. Draymond is getting real close. Draymond Green is getting real close. I don't know how many saw the highlights. He was down on the ground. And then he just like, he's like a child trying to get away with something. Like he thinks he's being sneaky, but it's actually a 6-year-old, and 6-year-olds can't be sneaky. Edie falls to the ground and makes it look like he's tumbling. He's like, oh, I'm tangled up. Yank. And then goes at Edie's ankle. Like Edie's 7 feet tall, bro. We're not going to miss that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Regulator said Cavs size will give the Celtics problems, but their small guards will struggle. Yeah, that'll be I'm excited for that matchup on Tuesday. More excited when Porzingis is back. But anyways, and same thing with Phoenix, man. Phoenix, I know they've dropped a couple. They've been without Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant. KD should be back soon. I think Bradley Beal has already been announced to miss the next 2 games, which kind of sucks. But the Phoenix has still looked like a real team, especially with what they're getting from Ryan Dunn. So I'm going to put them in great but old. And then I got the ICU tier, which I wrote Denver off, and then they won a bunch of games, and then Jokic had a baby, I think. So I'm still putting Dallas in this tier too. I know Dallas has been a little funky, but I still trust what they did last season we can't overlook, so they're still going to be there. Lakers, I see the Lakers. I don't know. Sure. Let's see. I mean, if LeBron's going to just be putting up triple doubles every night, Anthony Davis is playing like the best player in the league right now. He's been great. Oh, back to Draymond. Maddie says, never seen an athlete who has so many accidental things happen. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And then you get the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm going to still give them love. No Ja Morant back, but they're still flirting around a couple games over 500. And in clear Memphis form, a bunch of guys miss time, and all of a sudden they start getting some W's from guys that like Huff and Wells and all these names I've never heard of. They sound like authors that I would have to read a book by in like 8th grade or something. H.G. Huffing Wells. But Memphis has like strung together some dubs. They should be getting Ja back, I think, in the next week or so. They also get Vince Jackson Jr. back, which is a good boost. And I don't know what the timetable of Gigi Jackson is, but that's got to be not too far away. So I'll put Memphis there. Knicks have been weird, man. I know they won their games this weekend. Cat has looked good on the offensive side of things. The defense is making me nervous. Defense is making me nervous right now. They just are getting cooked. And then the Timberwolves, who that losing back-to-back games to Portland was really unsettling. But maybe Portland's better than we thought. And then the Orlando Magic, man. I think Orlando I'd have to create a new tier if Paolo didn't get hurt, but he did get hurt. Comment says, between the injuries and kids lineup shovels, we could use some consistency so we can go on a run. Yeah, I mean, Luka just hasn't been 100% healthy. I do think giving him a night off and getting a W was a really good sign for them, but I'm with you. And then here we go. Good, but probably not. Indiana Pacers, they just don't look the same. They don't have the same magic. I don't know if the league adjusted or whatever, or like figured it out a little bit more. I mean, they'll have nights when everything's clicking and you're like, okay, yeah, sure. But I just, if Halliburton's not going to be an like second team all NBA guy or better, there's just no ceiling for them. The Milwaukee Bucks, I don't even know if the Milwaukee Bucks should be in this group. I'm going to still give them respect because Giannis is just playing out of his ass right now. But I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. And then we get the Houston Rockets, man. Listen, Şengün's been good. Fred VanVleet finally turning it on a little bit. Shout out the Projection Bros. He had a really good game last night in their win. And like, I don't know, man. Ime Udoka is a good coach. I think at some point we got to start taking them seriously, right? I don't know how many like marquee wins they've had this season. They play Milwaukee tonight. So if you were, I'm nervous because Fred VanVleet's on a back-to-back, but if Houston's going to play the Milwaukee Guards and Damian Lillard is back, Freddie and Jalen Green, light them up. And then we get the 76ers, good, but probably not. You guys still got to wait till all their guys are healthy, but how long will that last? Like the Beam, I don't like what I know Fox went absolutely bonkers this weekend, but Kings have been kind of weird. And then the Clippers are going to beat bad teams. I think they'll play close against good teams. But I don't really the Clippers are fine. Even Harden's kind of slowed down a little bit. He's doing some like, hey, I'm aging. I can't do this every night. Not that he's been bad. Like last night, he had 20 points, 11 dimes, and 6 boards. Like that's totally good. That's fine. I'm just saying we're not seeing like those crazy, crazy games from him. And the Clippers, 7-7, 500. I mean, it's better than where I thought they were going to be. So kudos to them. And then the Miami Heat, I don't know what the fuck to make of the Heat. And then, okay, so these two tiers are fun. This tier here, dead but fun. All right. Portland Trailblazers. Listen, I don't trust them to have any sort of ceiling. I know I saw Common Man's comment that they would be the 7th seed if they were in the Eastern Conference. Shaedon Sharp's exciting. I like that. Donovan Clingan getting more minutes because DeAndre Ayton's going to miss some time, I think. Ayton should be back soon, but like Clingan going to earn some more minutes. Scoot's been a little bit better. I wouldn't say he's turned a corner, but he's been better. I don't know what the Simons length is on that injury. I missed that news item. Charlotte Hornets. Listen, LaMelo is fun. So I don't really LaMelo. They're not going to win a ton of games, but LaMelo's fun. I like watching him. Brandon Miller, fun. And then you got Detroit Pistons. Okay, maybe Detroit Pistons should be in good, but probably not. This is what I was saying. We talked about this on the 89 Caps. The Pistons' job this year was to find out what they had in Cade and Ivy. Could that backcourt work together? And then also hopefully Jalen Duren. The Duren stuff's been a little bit frustrating. He gets himself into foul trouble too many times. And yeah, you got Josh Green was cooking for the Hornets this weekend. And then Atlanta Hawks, same thing. We'll talk about Dyson Daniels here in a second with how many steals he's got. Spurs, dead but fun. I don't expect them to be good, but occasionally Wemby's going to have pretty fun nights. And then the Brooklyn Nets, like, I don't know why I'm saying they're fun because it's not a fun team to watch. I think I'm just impressed that you have that roster of like Noah Clowney, Watford, Jalen Wilson, Ben Simmons, Dennis Schroeder, Scam Thomas, Scam Johnson. And the fact that they aren't losing every game by 40 is impressive. So I'll put them in dead but fun. And then dead. Listen, I want to watch the Raptors, okay? I want Toronto to be a fun fantasy team. They are some nights, and Pirtle and RJ Barrett. I don't enjoy watching those games. And I'm sorry to offend our We the North fans. I'm not enjoying it. And then you get the Wizards, who I thought were going to be fun. I'm actually not enjoying that much either. When Kuzma's out, they're dead but fun. With Kuzma in, I'm not interested. I just want to see Koulibaly, Carrington, Sarsgaard run around. That's all I'm interested in. And then the Utah Jazz, I had a sweat last night, which we'll look at here in a second, and I needed Lauri Markkanen. Can I tell you guys, I don't think I've watched enough Utah Jazz. Those guards are not interested in passing. They are not interested in passing. Jordan Clarkson and Keontae George, almost like head down shit. And now Clarkson made some really tough shots. He helped bring the Jazz back into this game. I thought the Clippers starters were going to be done. They had to come back in because they were making a push. But it's head down. It is head down, getting either running to the 3-point line or just doing some weird, like, I don't even want to call it a Euro step. It's like I don't know what the step would call it, but it's weird. It's weird watch. But anyway, so Utah's not fun. Bulls actually should be in dead but fun. I'm going to move the Bulls up. Bulls are fun. They play very, very fast, so I'll enjoy that. And then the New Orleans Pelicans, I mean, they're literally dead. They have so many people hurt. They are dead. That's why I named that category. They are dead. They are dead. All right, let's do Mr. Steal Your Girl here. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Real quick, I just want to shout out Dyson Daniels. And we already mentioned 4 straight games with 6+ steals. Insane shit on the season, right? All right. His career averages 5 points, 3 boards, 2 assists a game. This season, through 12 games, averaging 15 points, almost 5 boards and 3 assists. But look at his steal log all season long. Let me pull this up. His steal log all season long. Yeah, he missed 2 games. All right. Night 1, he had 5 steals. 5 steals, 2 steals, 1 steal, 3 steal, 1 steal, 1 steal, 4 steals, 7 steals, 6, 6, 6, and 2. He has had a steal in every single game to start the year. That's nuts. That is nuts. So, I mean, Dyson, again, you thought you were just getting off of the DeJounte Murray stuff when you made that deal, getting some picks and all that shit. No. You're getting the better player as of right now. And again, the offensive stuff is what has been surprising. Like, I don't think people thought we were getting offensive performances from Dyson Daniels. You just like, oh, thank God we got a defender next to Tyson, to Trae Young. And instead, he's also been impacting the offensive end. Some of those like real ceiling games came with Trae out, but Trae was in last night. He dropped 25 against Portland. So that's fun. That is fun for them. All right, let's pop over to Underdog real quick. We're going to go look at the results here from our NBA action. Last night, this was the sweat. We finished in 6th place here. We had 294 points. This is with Cade dropping 64, right? So Cade had 64. We had Cat with 58, Jamal Murray with 39, Freddie VanVleet with 51, Shaedon Sharpe with 47. That was my favorite 6-round click. And then Lowry with 32. And that's what was so tilting because we had Lowry going in the last game as we were moving up. So we were 4.6 points out of first place here. So you see here, this one, we had a clean sweat here. There was no Lowry behind. He had no minutes going on. This guy, he still had Harden going on, but if a little bit more, even just like a 40-point game from Lowry, we shipped this thing here. Same thing, no guys from the late game. So that was a little bit frustrating, but I'm not going to be mad. We had a $1,300 hit on a $5 lineup. We're not going to be mad there, okay? But yeah, and then Saturday we had a decent sweat too. What was the team Saturday that? Oh yeah, this one for 500. This was the AD Ingram RJ lineup, and then we had Clarkson going late, Castle with a late swap, and then Big Al Horford. So, and then tonight they get some good ones. Tonight we have 10K for first in that one. So we'll be grinding again. If you are an Elite Fantasy Hoops member too, we'll do a draft over. We'll do our daily show where we build some ranks a little bit later. So stay tuned for that. You guys have any pick'em thoughts for today? Or should we see if we can find out? We're due for morning marketplace. God, that's a throwback. An NBA bit pick'em hit. Let's see what we got here. If there's anything that stands out. How about What's Embiid's line here for? Again, this is me from tailing our guy John Metler here. He's got over 4.5 assists, 1.13x. Let's do that. Embiid, he likes it. I like what Metler does. The other one he has is Ivy over on assists, which I feel like Ivy's been doing a pretty good job dishing them out a little bit. Let's see what that one looks like. Can we get assists on it? Oh yeah, another 1.1x. There we go. Let's build one. Let's get one more in there. Does anybody else have anything? Anybody else have anything there that they like? Zubac unders versus Golden State. Interesting. Yeah, Zubac has been he's really slowed down a little bit. He had a decent night last night, actually. 29.5 PRA. I mean, yeah, because they're healthy now. You think that now, do you say that because you think Zubac gets played off? Because I feel like he had a decent performance against them, against Golden State not too long ago. I feel like he rebounded the F out of them, but I think they might have been without. I feel like that was a weirder game here. I know we're not supposed to just like box score hunt here, but let me just see. They played, when did they played Golden State on the one other time. And in that game, he had 18 boards, 23 points and 18 boards. Let me see. Is this going to give me the full breakdown of the game? Sorry, I'm just looking. I want to see who played for, I want to see who played for all right. So the starting five was Wiggins, Green, Steph, Kuminga, Trace Jackson, Davis. 18 boards is a lot of boards. So, and they're on a back-to-back. And they're on a back-to-back too. But then I don't hate it. I don't hate that call. Let's see. Let's see if we find anything else here. I feel like we should what if we can we combine here? Oh man, triple double. Wow, they've learned only 4.7x for the triple double. I think we just do PRA here for Cade. This is going to be fast-paced environment. Fast-paced environment there. Siakam revenge and then Grady Dick threes. Let's do them all. We can do a 5xer here. Grady Dick threes. What's that look like? 2.5? Yeah, sure. He knocks down 3 threes. Another fast-paced game. And then Siakam revenge. Yeah, Siakam's been pretty bad, too, the last couple of games. But maybe we just do PRA for Siakam? Or just straight-up points? What do you like more here for Spicy P? So his points are 20.5. His PRA, 31.5. The other thing you could do is just 4.5 first quarter points. Like maybe does he cook right away? The only thing I don't like about those first quarter sweats, it really sucks when you're like toast right away. You know, that's a real bummer. Points versus a rim funnel. Let's do it. There we go. This is 29x here. I'm not going to go crazy. We're just going to put 10 to win 293. The underdog's probably going to tell me I can't put this in. Yeah, there we go. Seems like you're currently using. I hate this shit, man. All right, well, let's I'm going to build this on my phone. I'm not going to share the link, so you got to do it on your own here. So Grady Dick, we're taking Grady Dick, and we're taking, what did we say? 2.5 3-pointers higher. Come on, get higher. Shout out Matt Nathanson. Let's do Jaden Ivey assists. That's what we said. That should be at 4.5. We're also going to get Joel Embiid, Troel with 4.5 assists. Then we said, and that's 3 of them. And then the last one was Pascal Spicy P. I keep forgetting it's Monday and we get football tonight too. 20.5. Wait, why is it? Did I forget one? Oh, Cade. I forgot the Cade one. Cade, that makes sense. I was like, why is this only 14x? Yeah, I think the Cade one is good just because if this stays close, 39.5 points, rebounds, assists. It stays close enough. It should be a fast-paced game, right? All right, so there we go. That's it. It was 29x. So one more time, Grady Dick 2.5 threes, Ivy over 4.5 dimes, Embiid over 4.5 dimes, Siakam over 20.5 points, then 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists from Cade Cunningham. Bump points, PRA. Oh, wait, what did I miss? Bump. PRA to 34.5. What does that get? Oh, 1.3x. Ooh. That's a fun one, too. You could also 1.6 if he gets to 25. All right, I might mess around with that a little bit later. All right, quickly here, we got 2 more things that I want to do. We're going to make fun of Top Shot in a second. I also want to go over to So Rare just for a second here because here we go. This is how we made out. This is how we made out in pro. Look at this lineup. We finished 98th here. We got 70 from Giannis, 28 from Okogie, 53 from Brunson, 61 from Fred, and 75 from Cade Cunningham. Saw a lot of people on the Discord and on Twitter is that people are pretty like upset about like how high they scored and how they didn't win a reward. It's not about how many points you scored necessarily, right? It's the percentage of what you finished. So like even if it was a low scoring week, you would have been in the same scenario. It's just like the percentage of like where you finish. I don't know if that makes sense, but this was just a high scoring weekend. We had a lot of teams that played 2 games. We also had a lot of teams battling different injury stuff. So there were like these lower cap guys who popped off that also allowed you to play some of your heavier hitters, right? Like the Torian Princes of the world went off. And then you had De'Aaron Fox who scored like, I think he had 80 something right in that game. So I don't know. Tibbs is back on his shit. Hard 46 minutes yesterday. No OT. Yeah. And I think Bridges played 44. Any concern when Maxey returns and Sixers are running him and McCain together? That's it. Yeah, but I think it's okay. I think it's okay because if they're getting helped out by Paul George and Embiid behind them, and they might be. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's not like Kyle Lowry is this defensive juggernaut right now at this point in his career. But anyways, we won some essence or something here. Let's go see. Let's go find our box. Let's see what we won here. Wait, I thought what's going on? Do I have to click? Oh, I have to claim it first? Oh, my God. Oh, because we didn't win a card. Okay, 3-star box. So we were close to a 4-star box and a card, which kind of sucked. But let's see. Let's see what we won. And then we got... Oh, just a reminder, too, live before lock tonight. Ooh, super rare Essence capsules. Whoa! That's a good one, right? I think that's good, right? 5X super rare. Whoa. But I need to get to 75 to craft. Wow. That's cool, though. That's sick. We'll take it. 5X. There we go. Yeah, the Knicks play tonight. Do you think Cat's been questionable the last couple of games? But I know he missed one, played the last one. I wonder what they do. Tonight. Yeah, how many games do we have tonight? What we've got? Let's see. The slate tips off at 7. So Chicago, Detroit, Philly, and Miami, Washington, and New York. Pacers and the Raptors, Bucks and Astros, I almost called them. Rockets, Magic, Sun, that'll be a gross one. And then the late slate, a Sacktown and A-Town, and then Golden State and Clippers. All right, so actually pretty decent slate size. I thought we were going to see more people have the night off with the Cup tomorrow. But all right, last thing we got to do just for the comedy. The comedy of NBA bottom shot. Yeah, I saw Cat was in a little bit of foul trouble last night, right? I saw him. He picked up his 5th foul with like 7 minutes or 6 minutes left. And then they ended up leaving him on the back. Like Jericho Sims came in and actually played okay. All right, we're going to look at this tweet here from our guy, Jacob. So clearly I have some stuff muted here. But anyways, let's look at the comedy of Top Shot. Actually, let's share it this way. Let's stop share screen. Let's do this, and then we'll share it this way. All right, here we go. So this is how it all started. Anderson .Paak, who apparently I muted. I don't remember why, but it's just about a bot, right? So there's a lot of talk about a bot. And then we learned it is allowed. And we were hoping to incentivize developers to build offer bots for the wider community. So that's what I love about all of this. Is I think I forgot to share this. My guess with all of this, which I do think is kind of funny, is that they probably thought they changed the wording and that they didn't allow bots, and then they went back and realized they hadn't changed it. It is just hilarious. It's just, again, every time. You know how Bill Simmons brought this up the other day about the Tyson zone. I think it was on his podcast with Van Lathan and Jacoby. They were talking about the Tyson zone, meaning that like there was a time during Mike Tyson's career where, and I guess it's still true considering he fought Jake Paul, but that you could make up anything, almost like ChatGPT it, and then you would learn. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I guess that is true. Like you would just believe it, right? That is where we are at with Top Shot. We are in the Top Shot zone where you could say literally anything. And I'd be like, wow, that's crazy. They'd be like, oh, did you know Pac Rib is actually Roham? I would be like, wow, holy shit. I had no idea. Roham's a burner account and Pac Rib runs it. Yeah, I'd believe that. If you told me that Mets and AG were the same person, I'd believe that. If you told me Tandy was Janie or that they were dating or that was his wife, I would believe that too. Sneap saying technically it does say bots are allowed as long as they aren't skipping processes. Yeah, but that's what I mean. That's hilarious. It's just funny. And then somebody said, what would Top Shot Tony do? Top Shot Tony started a GoFundMe to build his own bot. I believe that was what Top Shot Tony said. If I remember the tweet, I'm pretty sure he said that. But yeah, there you go. So that a little Top Shot corner, for everybody. What was the other thing I wanted to say? There was one other thing. I forget what it was. But anyways, we'll be back at noon, I think, for some elite fantasy hoops stuff. And then on live before lock at 5 p.m., which will be fun as we get ready for the next game week. You know what? I can give you a little content corner. Go watch Say Nothing. Say Nothing, new show on FX Hulu about the troubles in Ireland, about the IRA. It's kind of like a murder mystery / it's based on a book by, I'm forgetting the author. I think it came out on the 14th. I think it's 8 episodes or 9 episodes. And I got up early. I think it was on Saturday morning and just crushed like 5 of them. It's so good. It's so good, especially if you like that kind of thing, but it's really good. Some Dear Rohan. You know what? Let's close out with Dear Rohan. Appreciate everybody watching today. Go engage with all the other stuff. Instead of playing the normal outro, here's some Dear Rohan. Have a Monday. Let's get after it.
Dear Rohan, I just want to say I'm trying, but all of the packs I'm buying are full of trash, so no